Well, good evening to you. Thank you very much for coming and spending the time with me. And yes, you did hear me right. It is good evening. It has been super warm yesterday and today. We've been having sort of 32, 33 degrees. I think today was 33, yesterday was 32. So it has been very toasty. But autumn is apparently arriving this evening, because tonight the forecast says that we're getting down to 13 degrees. And I know that's probably not a huge deal to a lot of you, but when you have been having 32, 33 degree weather and then it drops 20 degrees in a day, it is very, very pleasant. So I'm hoping that this 13 degrees is the start of our autumn weather. We've definitely passed the autumn equinox now, so autumn is officially here. Just waiting for that weather to change. And of course, as you all know, I have been desperately waiting for the weather to change so that I can kind of just get back into the garden. And look at the little butterfly. Or moth, maybe. Aww. Sunning himself. Herself. Oh. So, if it gets down to 13 degrees, I'm going to be over the moon for one. Oh my gosh. Cooler weather. The summer's here where I am. It's very hot. It's very humid. So I am looking forward to cooler weather, beautiful blue skies. So January, February, March is basically our rain season. So we get lots of cyclones, we get lots of rain, lots of humidity. So I'm very happy to put that behind us and move into gorgeous, glorious weather. You may notice that it's all looking a little bit bare in here. The prune back has started. We will try and get everything kind of pruned back. Now that we're getting this cooler weather, we'll try and get everything pruned back, I'd say over the next month or so that everything is kind of ready to go for the really cold weather, and we're not cutting anything back when it's super, super cold. But you can see that the little mini peace baby is getting her little buds there, so we'll be getting some gorgeous flowers there soon. But this whole area has had a massive cutback. All the sage. We finally planted something in here. I am so excited to get into the kitchen garden and just start to pull out all of last season's bits and pieces. I've only got a few tomatoes left, so they'll be going soon. I do think I'm going to pull out the purple sage. I popped it in there for a bit of summer colour, but I just don't think it can stay there. It's gotten quite leggy in that, so the bees love it. I don't know. I'll see how the planting goes for winter and whether I can kind of work around it. My rosemary is flowering. In a weird twist, the cucumber is still going strong on that side, but otherwise everything is looking really nice. And as I said, with this cooler weather, I'm so hopeful. I'm so hopeful. When it's so hot like that, planting new plants, cutting things back, planting up in the kitchen garden, it's just not possible when it's 33 degrees, the sun is just scorching hot, and new little baby plants just really struggle. Oh, speaking of plants, let me show you. I just come around this side, had a good clear up down here, but would you look at the pineapple? So that is the pineapple. That's the one that started it all. So I propagated this one from a pineapple top. It's looking a little worse from where, because we did a massive clear up all through here. But look how good, look how much growth it's put on. Goodness me. So I cannot wait to get, you'll know, over the last couple of weeks I've been propagating pineapples inside and garlic, and so I'm just so keen now with this cooler weather we can kind of get everything out into the garden. So there is going to be a lot of gardening coming up. There is no doubt going to be quite the number of projects, getting the kitchen garden bed all prepped and ready for the season, planting up. There's going to be so many garden centre trips. There's just lots of little gaps in the beds that I'd like to fill in. Some things just didn't make it over the warmer seasons. There's some projects that we sort of started towards the end of last year that I'm hoping to finish off now that it's a bit cooler and I can kind of get out and the plants won't struggle so much in the temperatures, the cooler temperatures. So yeah, I thought we would just pop out this evening. I would give you a bit of a catch up, say hello. The other reason I'm out here is my raspberry was demanding attention this morning. It was looking a little bit sad. So that is why you would have noticed I brought out the watering can. I'm just going to whip down really quickly before it gets too much later and water my raspberry. But yes, I thought I'd take this opportunity to have a little wander around the garden with you. I need something new for in here. Anyway, there's so much that's going to be happening, and I will bring you along for as much of it as possible, as always. Just grabbing my watering can. But yes, so I hope you have been well. I hope you all, for those who celebrate, I hope you all had a really lovely Easter, that you had some downtime, that, I mean, for myself, I basically just chilled and ate my body weight in chocolate and delicious food, and just really took the opportunity to relax and just not leave my house, and just really enjoyed those couple of days. Gosh, I'm just looking at the weeds in here. I really need to get in there and weed. All right, let's head on down to the orchard. Oh my gosh, the other thing I've got to show you. Oh, you will not believe it. Birds are all kind of settling back in. Spiderweb, can you see it? Can you already see it? Look at the pumpkin. That is the wild pumpkin that is growing from next door that I'm curious now, so I've kind of just let it go. But as you can see, it is absolutely wild, and it's got multiple tendrils. You can see there's another one going here now. There's this one. This one has split off into multiple tendrils. The flowers on it, I'll show you tomorrow morning. The flowers are absolutely massive, massive. I'm a little bit nervous about it though too, because you will also remember that one of the reasons why I had to get rid of my pumpkin was because I get a bit of a rash from the... Ooh, okay. Oh gosh. I'm definitely going to have to cut some of it back. I can barely get in here, so maybe we need to take off a few of the vines. I don't think we've definitely got like male and female flowers, but I don't think we've got any viable pumpkins at this stage. No, I don't think so. Everything has just gotten so wild down here in the orchard. We had all of that rain for like weeks. And then look at this situation. Look how much she's grown. It's the mandarin. Another couple of weeks, I think maybe another 2 weeks, and I'm going to get down here and I'm going to do a really good prune back on all the citrus before we start to get the flowers set for fruit. So I remember last year it's actually set fairly early in the orchard, so I'm thinking maybe we try even like May to give it like a really good shape throughout, because it like all the navel oranges need it. Everything just needs a really good shape up. I mean, look at this. Look at the lavender. Isn't that crazy? Do you remember when we bought it and it was so tiny? Look at this lavender. The weather's just been so warm. I've just not had the opportunity to kind of get out here and get stuck into things, but I am definitely going to do it now that we're getting that cold. Oh, just fingers crossed for the 13 degrees tonight. If it gets down to 13 degrees tonight, I'm going to be so happy, but I think I'm going to have mum handle this one because of the rash. I mean, I've just had to walk through from the pathway down and I can already feel my legs starting to flare up. It's got like, I mean, if you're familiar with pumpkin, you'll know what I mean, but they've got like little hairs almost, like spiky hairs along the stems, and they just set me off something shocking. But other than the absolute wild state of the orchard, everything is looking incredible. I mean, the climbing roses, all of the lavender, the citrus, the peach tree, everything is looking so good. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of everything. Blueberries are doing good. As I said, the raspberry is being very dramatic. So I will come down. I've come down to give it a bit of a water. But otherwise, everything is looking brilliant. Cascade lily pillies could do with a nice shape, so I'll do that at the same time that I do all the citrus. So happy. Rightio, mission accomplished. Berries have been watered. I'm going to very delicately attempt to pick my way through the pumpkin vines. Oh my gosh. It's white. It's just, it's like a Jack and the Beanstalk situation. I tell you, you look at it and then the next day I wake up and I swear to God, it grows like 3 to 4 meters every night. It is crazy. Oops. Okay. Anywho, I just brought you out here to have a little wander around, a little evening wander around the garden and have a little bit of a garden catch up with you. I'm going to see you tomorrow morning. I have gardening on the agenda. I'm debating about going to a yoga class at a different yoga studio. I'm definitely still doing Pilates, but I'm interested in trying a yoga class at a different location. So I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see if I do that. And yeah, apart from that, tomorrow breakfast, possibly yoga, and then all I'm really wanting to do is get stuck out in the garden. I've got hedging to do. I want to do a bunch of cutting back, trimming. The weather is supposed to be about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow than today. So if that is the case, then hopefully we'll be enjoying the glorious sunshine out here. But until then, I will see you tomorrow morning and I'll let you know how the weather goes tonight, whether we actually get down to 13 degrees. How exciting. I'm so excited. Autumn is finally here. Good morning. I am pleased to say that autumn has arrived. Got down to 12 degrees last night. It was very chilly, but so nice. Oh, I'm so happy for this beautiful cool weather to arrive. Just here on the sun deck, as you can see, we have beautiful blue skies this morning. So I thought I would have a little lie in the sun before I have breakfast. You can kind of see the big pumpkin flowers amongst the vine there. I have to say, I do think I'm just going to maybe, I don't know, I'm going to ponder it. I think I might just have to cut the vine out. My poor legs were just covered in a rash last night from having to sort of walk through the vines here to get down to where all the berries are. I don't know what it is. I mean, I do know what it is. It's the little hair-like follicles on the stems, but I don't know why it sets me off so much. Anywho, so it is very inconvenient to have it right here at the end of the walkway, so it might have to come out. We shall wait and see. But I'm going to go lay on the sun deck now and enjoy this gorgeous sunshine. Now, one of the jobs that I wanted to do today was reset all of my lamp timers. Now that the sun is setting earlier, it's time that I just change all the timers. I've got quite the number. If you've been subscribed for a while, you know I have quite the number of Tiffany lamps throughout the cottage. I'm not a huge fan of the overhead light. I much prefer lamp light or candlelight. So my top home hack for you is, if you're like me and you do not like the overhead lights and you prefer candle or lamp light, instead of going around every evening and turning all your lamps on and then having to turn them all off before you go to bed, timers. These are like $10. I got them from the hardware store. I'm sure you can probably get them at Bunnings as well, but they just make my life so much easier. You can just change all the settings on them, have them turn on and off at whatever time. You can turn them on and off multiple times a day, like morning and evening if you need to, depending on where you're located. But yes, so that is what I'm going to do now. Very quickly whip around the cottage and just update all of my timers to the new sunset time so that all the beautiful Tiffany lamps will turn on at that time. Rightio. Finally outside. And I've definitely got just sort of weeding to do and some odds and ends. Oh gosh, can you see? I've got some almost ripe tomatoes there. But the main thing that I want to tackle this afternoon, gosh, parrots are making a lot of noise. The main thing that I'm wanting to tackle this afternoon is the night jasmine. So it's like normal star jasmine, but it flowers at night. It's also incredibly prolific. It grows like wildfire. It's crazy. I don't know if you've been subscribed for a little while, you may remember that this used to form like a massive archway that went across, but I've been trying to kind of keep it contained slightly as just a bit of screening here. And over the last couple of weeks, with all the rain and with how busy it's been, it's definitely gotten away from me, as you can see. So I have got the hedge trimmer just over here out, and that is my absolute for the rest of this afternoon. Is I just need to get that all trimmed out. I'll probably go, I'd say about this height, as best as I can. The trick with something like this is to keep on trimming it so that the new growth stays really soft and it makes it easier to trim. If you let it go for like months on end, the branches get really thick and then it becomes problematic to try and trim it. So fingers crossed that is not what has happened here. I'm hoping it's going to be fairly easy to trim it up. So wish me luck, but I'm just going to kind of get myself all set up, get the hedge trimmer all sort of connected and everything, and then we are going to have a go at trimming this off. I'll prop you up somewhere so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. And just in case you're interested, this is the hedge trimmer that I have. It's just a Bosch one. I have to say it's probably one of the first gardening tools I ever bought, so I've had this for, I'd say, a good 15 years now. It has travelled all over with me. It's been, you know, all in the house that I had in the city, all of that, and then coming back out here to the countryside on the coast. But it's been great. This attachment here is probably the main one that I use. It's obviously rechargeable and it's cordless. Very simple to use, really lightweight. I don't even know if they make these ones anymore, but yeah. Very, very good and handy to have. Much easier than trying to hand trim. So it's not too hard to connect. It's just all the little bits and bobs, just sort of the blades and that all just have to slide in. So these blades here kind of just slide into the front there. So I'm going to do that and then we'll get started. Actually not too bad. First pass pretty much done. I definitely think I left it too long. Some of those branches are quite thick and the hedge trimmer is just unable to get through them, unfortunately. I'm happy with that though. I think it's definitely made it a bit more compact and it'll kind of bush out a little bit more as well as it grows back. So I'm looking at it now and I'm just debating whether I should get the little, I've got like a little chainsaw to sort of tackle some of those thicker branches, but I'm worried if I do that, it'll make it quite sparse. I think for today that is sufficient. I think I might just leave it like that for now. I made a big mess, so I need to clean up my mess, and I'll live with it and just sort of see what I think, whether I think I need to take it like a little bit lower down. I just don't want it too low. So I think that's the plan. I'm gonna clean up my mess, I'll live with it for a few days, see what I think, and go from there. So I just basically need to probably go and get a rake. I think that's going to be the best place to start, and do a bit of a clean up, tidy up my mess. I'm kind of looking at this lace cap hydrangea and debating whether I need to trim it back as well, but I noticed, where was it? There you go. She's starting to get flowers. And if you're noticing all the water droplets, it's because it just rained. The weather has been crazy. It basically is just rains, and then it's sunny, and then it rains, and then it's sunny. So I basically just whip out into the garden when I can in between rain showers, but she is starting to flower, so I'm just not sure about trimming her back. We'll see. Anywho, I've also made a massive mess down here from sort of hedging this part of it. All right, I'm gonna wander around and get the rake, but I actually think I just got super distracted by all the bees on there. Goodness me. I think I might actually leave you here. You know what I love about having gardens with layers is, would you look at this? These little yellow flowers all throughout the year, because there's so many plants that get planted in here. Just all of a sudden something will come back and start flowering, and so it's always such like a little I'm trying to think of the right word. It's almost like, you know, those games you played as a kid where you have to like find something in a picture, and every time I come outside, it's, you know, trying to spot the new magical thing in the garden. Flowers. Ooh, if I pan up, can you see that? That is rain. All right, I am gonna very quickly go and get a rake. I'm gonna clear out my mess, and I am going to bid you farewell. I am not sure how long this video is. I am sorry if it is a little bit short. I'm kind of getting over being unwell at the moment, so just trying to get myself back into some sort of rhythm and get my energy levels back up. But I definitely think, because autumn has officially arrived and the weather, temperature wise, has been incredible, but I definitely think in next week's video, my plan is to go to the garden centre. I am desperate to start planting up the kitchen garden for autumn winter. I've mentioned this to you before, I'm in Australia, so autumn winter is actually growing season for me. I don't get cold enough temperatures. I mean, I can't grow everything during that time of the year, but I can grow a fair bit. So now that the ridiculous heat of summer has passed, I'm really keen to get the beds cleared out and prepped and all next season's produce planted up. It is now starting to rain. I can see the sprinkles getting on the camera there. So we will no doubt be tackling that next week. I'm so excited to go to the garden centre. I have not been in ages, and just I love seeing what they've got in, what new bits and bobs they've got, and just having a really good little potter around there. So I will definitely bring you with me for that. I will no doubt bring Mum along with us as well, and so we will just spend a good amount of time having a little wander around the garden centre, hopefully picking up some really magical bits. And I'm sure there will be a lot How bizarre is this cactus, by the way? Can you see? Isn't that so interesting? Going back to my earlier point about every time I go into the garden, there's just always something new and interesting. If you're wondering what that is the solar panel for the water fountain. But how cool is it? This cactus. Looks like a type of succulent. The roses are doing so well. I need to pick up some rose fertilizer when I'm at the garden centre as well. Remind me of that, will you, next week? Remind me I need rose fertilizer. But otherwise, everything is looking gorgeous in here. Look how vibrant these are. Gosh. So pretty. Look at this one with the little water droplet on it. Alright, it is proper starting to rain, so goodbye. Thank you so much as always for coming and joining me here. I will see you next week. Have an incredible rest of your week. Bye.